Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTubers. This is Jerry Diamond with How to Get Out of Babylon. I've got my theology hat on here. Had a 4-hour talk with Mom from Michigan and family up there. Wow. I'm just saying 4-hour talk, and then I did those 4 or 5. I did videos last night, this morning. Got to sleep about 5. Planned on getting up about 8. I didn't set it. In fact, my watch, or the watch, yeah. I should learn how to use that thing. The phone and the tablet both are pretty tired, so I just turned them off and figuring now I'll wake up in 3 hours. Anyway, 8:45 I woke up, and neighbor was probably just pulling up right then. Probably what woke me up. Anyway, he said I was here, texted me, and I was like, I'm sorry. Should have had the gate open. I should have had the hood up on the van, but last night I was tired. So he came back, so he helped me a little bit. Anyway, waxing theological. I tried to go live. Somebody mentioned you should do live streaming, and I tried. I just did this for long enough that I was just about ready to go back to sleep, so not tonight. I'll try it sometime when I'll get the jetpack, if next time I find it or see it. Make sure that's charged up and try Wi-Fi. Maybe it'll be better, but I doubt it. Anyway, probably wait on that until we get internet set up here in the house. So, yeah, 4-hour talk and beat. I mean, I ate dinner. I went up and out and got the charger off the car. I had it running for a couple hours. Well, I had it on automatic, so it automatically shut off without ruining anything. So the battery got charged up to 100%, but it's like dead. You know, it was just like, he's dead, Jim. You know, it's dead, Jim. You know, Scotty, we need more power. We're at 100%, Captain. I can't do anymore. Make it happen now. Anyway, check the mail. Blah blah blah. 8. Sat down, and I'm like, couldn't hardly move. I mean, I have not been this tired in a long, long time. So I was like, I felt like just crawling back in bed. Should I take a shower and go to bed? Should I take a shower and eat and go to bed? Should I? Oh, yeah, I already ate. Anyway, at some point I thought about taking a shower and eating, but anyway, I ate, took a shower. I'm going to try to, you know, at least read the next chapter. But, okay, lights out. Theological viewpoint. Theological. What we're seeing thus far in this story is mistakes being made, good decisions being made, you know, good choices being made, pluses, bad choices being made, bad mistakes, really bad mistakes. So, spoiler alert, I'm not going to give, you know, anything specific away, but there were things like, you know, they're out of diesel fuel at some point. It doesn't say that they completely emptied those tanks in town from the company. They wanted the key back. Well, what good is a key when the whole town's going to burn down? You know what a universal key is, right? You know, you know, bolt cutters. It'll unlock most any lock. So, except the ones on my trailer, you got to have a torch to get those out, or a grinder. But anyway, you know, it didn't address that. So, clean house. If you're coming here and things are already falling apart, clean house. And by that, I mean, bring everything. I mean, here's the thing. In the freight industry, you have what's called dunnage. Okay. We had, you know, these big, I don't know why I'm picking this up, because it's, you know, this is like gooey. Okay. It'll keep something from getting busted. So this is dunnage. Okay. we had these bags, really hard. I mean, they were like about 4 feet tall, 3 feet wide, and they would air up, and they were like, you know, you can use them as a punching bag. Very hard. If you hit them hard, you could hurt yourself. You know, very well made. Of course, I liked them because I could do my quick draw with my quick release Spyderco Bogrite spike knife sheath, which holds the knife partially open. So when you put it, it's like this. You know, it opens the blade backwards in fighting position. So the blade is here. I don't have a blade on me around here, but whatever. Look it up. So anyway, they would be up a post, and I'd go, you know, and see if I get 2 slashes before all the air came out. But anyway, I don't know what they cost, but it's just, yeah. So and those kind of knives, those kind of sheaths are really nice. They're nylon bushing, and so they hold the blade, you know, about 1/3 open, 30 degrees, maybe 45 degrees, about 30 degrees open. So when you pull it holds the knife solid, but when you pull it, you know, yeah, okay, I'm pulling that way, yeah. So when you pull it, it's rocking the blade open over that nylon bushing. So anyway, pretty cool. Although one time I was really proud of it. I just started wearing it, and I'm in the break room, and I'm sitting down. Now, Spyderco Enduro is a really good knife. It's a Zytel handle, blade's about that long, okay, and it was designed for that knife. And I'm sitting there going, hey, watch this. And I go, I gave it a jerk, and I'm like, oh, excuse me, you know, because the blade had rocked backwards, and even as hard as I had pulled it, it whipped down into my groin, my thigh, you know, went right through the pants, everything, you know. So it didn't cut real deep because anyway, that was don't do that. Don't draw it sitting down. It has to be way out to the side to do that. And I didn't have it quite at the side, so it kind of went into my leg a little bit. Yeah, one of those, here's your sign. Stupid things I've done in life. And still am alive. So you see good decisions, bad decisions. And I'm telling you, we need to be in prayer. You need to make wise decisions. You do not need to make rash decisions. Now, some rash decisions, you don't want to make sudden decisions. Not when if you have time to decide. Now, if there's a quick life or death, jump or don't jump, you know, and you have to jump, you jump, you know, pretty simple. That's not what I'm talking about. But, you know, where to go, how to get there, you know, all those things should be thought out well in advance. And like I said, I think I did it last night, Immoctus, in multitude of counselors there is safety, you know. A king consults many counselors when he wages war, if he wants to win. Now, if you don't want to win, if you want to just die, if you want to just, you know, do whatever you feel like doing because you're the one in charge, then, you know, it's probably not going to turn out well. So we need to be wise, be in prayer, ask people's opinion, people that are wise, people that are intelligent, people that are spiritual, you know. And that's not necessarily always, you know, a believer or whatever, you know. We have a friend in the family who's just a wise woman, you know. One of her sayings is, don't have crazy people in your life, you know. And if someone's crazy, just get away from them. If they're of bad company, stay away from them. The Bible says, bad company corrupts good morals. Just don't associate with them. So certainly don't allow them to make your decisions and to cause you to do stupid things. And I'm talking to somebody in particular here, you know, yeah. So water under the bridge and all that, but, you know, stay away from them. Do not have them in your life. Now, you know, if it were me running the program and I had a organization and a situation going on like Mark Turner had, and the group did, the Silver Hills group community, obviously growing very fast. They went from 40 occupied homes or so to 40 homes with boatload of people in them and around him on the property. One of the things that was most irritating to John, because he had a selfish attitude. John is obviously a goat, in my estimation at this point in the story. I would read him as a goat. Proud, haughty, selfish, greedy. Pull up the 7 deadly sins and read them, because time and time again, that is going to, those sins are going to come into play. So watch out for them. Watch out for people that have a lot of them, and don't associate with them, if at all possible. So you have, double hung windows are cool. Jersey and her sister texted me and said, "Hey, send a picture." She sent a picture of herself, so I sent a picture of that. I mean, I was on the phone with somebody, I don't remember. So I just double hung windows. I pulled it down so no screen, and I stuck the camera out there, and boy, it was just about right there, about 3 feet from those flowers. So it's spring here. It's not up in Illinois. So, look up, that's a cute little meme thing. Oh, let me hold it up better there. Anger, pride, greed, lust, envy, sloth, and gluttony. So, theological, church compilation, but they are, they are affecting people. So, selfishness, envy, jealousy. Thou shalt not. It's one of the 10 commandments, people. So, thou shalt not lust after, be envious of, be jealous of thy neighbor's wife, his oxen, his cattle, his goods, anything that's your neighbor's. Just, it's none of your business. So, whether you're in a close relationship with them or not, it's still none of your business. So keep your nose out of their business. So anyway, but if I were running that operation, let's see here, in town, what are the things in town that you really need? He's going into town to buy, I'm just saying, barrels. He's going into town to buy guns and ammunition. He's going into town to buy food. Okay. You can't talk the grocery store into moving their operation out to Silver Hills, because they wouldn't have the facility for it. But the Barrel Man, now we got Barrel Man right down the road. He's in Pear Grove, Missouri. That's what he's called, the Barrel Man. He's got some really cool barrels that we want to get. Big screw-down lids, handle on each side, heavy duty, about 30 gallons. You can put a lot of clothes in there, sleeping bag, gear. So, and that's one thing that Michael Peoples said many years ago, that every farm here in the Ozarks should have 10 to 50 people with stuff stored on their property. So if you want to do that, let's do it. We can pick up the barrels. You can tell what just send the money and say, I want this, and this in it. The people have the idea of, and I see people constantly doing this, buying stuff and buying stuff and buying stuff and buying stuff. How are you going to move it? Come, bailout time. GOOD. What's your good bag? Get out of Dodge bag. Your get out of Dodge vehicle. Your, bug out vehicle, bug out bag. You may be down to just a bag. Family I talked to last night, they have backpacks and they're heavy. And she said, I don't know how I'm going to do this. She said, I can't haul this thing. And I said, well, get a mono walker, get a mono wheel or a 2-wheeler, and I said, look at that, start studying that, build them. I think hubby could build them, so probably have the skills in the workshop to do it right there, or buy one. But like I said, that Fat Boy mono walker that Nate Canadian Pepper, look at it, watch the videos. It's awesome. It's like probably the perfect design. Other than the fact that they sell the darn thing with a wheel that can go flat. That's just insane. He was worried about that on a big trek into the Canadian Rockies. Yeah. Like, hello. That is stupid. For $1,000, Give somebody a wheel that ain't going to go flat. That's just ridiculous. So anyway, put foam in it, whatever. Bring a can of great foam, but if that gets shot or hole pops in it, boy, it's a mess. That happened to a friend of mine one time. I don't know how it leaked, but it sprung a leak. I think it rusted through. Oh my gosh, what a mess. Talk about explosive decompression. And it was in a trailer too, with food and everything. So anyway, the idea is that, rig up something. There is a company called it's got a T in it. Tanus, T-A-N-N-U-S, I think. They make flat-free tires and wheels for about everything. So look into it. If it comes down to walking, them things are small. They can be compact. You can have them ready to go. Bicycle rack, whatever. Put your 200 pounds on that. Boom, take off running. Literally. I mean, they're made with a heavy belt harness that you can run with it. So that way you can have your hands free for, fending off rodents of unusual size or whatever, Whoosh! And the fire swamp. Go. So somebody came, chewed me out about that, or not really chewed me up, but said, I don't think there's going to be big rats. There are big rats now in a normal situation. Feral hogs, I mean, how big do they get? Well, ask the little kid in Alabama that shot one with a .454 Casol. That's a handgun. 14-year-old kid. Ran it down. I don't know why it ran from him. The thing weighed it ended up as the biggest one ever shot. It's like 1,500 pounds. A hog, a pig. Yeah, why it didn't just turn around and just, there's probably no tree. I don't know. Whatever. It's just mind-boggling to me. Or maybe the story's bogus and he shot it with a high-powered rifle and they said it was a Casol. I don't know. Maybe .454 Casol paid him to do that. Who knows? Anyway, 1,500-pound hog's a big hog, Well, how'd they get that big? Eating a lot of food, Dead bodies laying around. Rats eat, wolves eat, bears eat, crocodiles, pythons, mountain lions, stoats, badgers, wolverines. Glutted food supply, they might get a little bit bigger than normal. Or the reverse, if there's no food, they're going to get real vicious and real desperate. So I watched the video today. I mean, it pulls up and I just, once in a while I'll watch some animal-related stuff. In Topeka, Kansas, these two dogs were just biting everybody. It was nuts. A cop came and he shot one just because it came at him and he shot it. They got a leash on it, pole with a hook on it, put it in the truck. But, geez, pretty weird. Everybody was up on ladders and up on rocks and up on stones and up on, because it was just chomping everybody in sight. That was only two dogs, and only one of them was biting probably. But 50 dogs scenario. Read. We interrupt this program. We will be reading Lights Out. Read Buckshot. He's a trapper guy. He has an article on wild dogs and shitheads a fan. That is his biggest concern in shitheads a fan scenario. Wild dogs, because people are just going to let them go. Happened in Houston. Hurricane, who cares? Let dogs go. Let them fend for themselves. Well, you get 3 dogs and you've got a pack. I guarantee you. I know that. We've seen it repeatedly on the farm. Nice dogs. Might be a nice little female dog. The female dog is a decoy. Hey, you go lay in the road and pretend like you're hurt. Well, the alpha male tells it what to do, and it does. And it's laying in the road, and you come by. Oh, poor doggy. Boom. 6, 7, 8 dogs jump on you. Toast. So be careful. Don't stop in the middle of the road. So here, I'm going to wrap this up real quick here, because the thing is, okay, the scenarios you had were you had people that they were buying stuff from, and he made the offer to some of the people. Hey, would you like to come out? I've seen. Okay, I'm thinking the water barrel guy, the barrel guy, ammunition guy. We just read that he made an offer to him. Now, he's already been through the concept of how many people it's going to take to defend the position. From Gunny, a Marine. They're digging foxholes. They're digging a trench. They've got a heavy steel gate post. What do the people closer to town at a lot higher risk have? Nothing. Nothing. So, just saying. It's just a story, I realize. A really good one. From the first time I read it, I elevated it above Lucifer's hammer. because it's number one. It's from a somewhat of a moral position, whereas Lucifer's hammer was just like, well, it was less. The bad guys in Lucifer's hammer are really bad. If you think the guys in Lights Out are bad, and it offends you, then don't read Lucifer's hammer. No, everybody should read Lucifer's hammer, just because, hey, this is reality. It's going to be reality. I was reading, like I said, Out of the Ashes series, and I was like, this is not science fiction. This is history. It just hasn't happened yet. So anyway, I would say it would have been wise to make a concerted effort to get the barrel guy out there, empty a house, do whatever, build a house, whatever it took to get him out there. And the ammo guy, anybody else like that had a lot of supplies, they should have, I think that would have been good to get them out of town, further out of town. Okay, so anyway, enough said on that. But the point being is, make your circle big, bring in as many people as possible. It is the only way to survive. You have to have numbers. If you're looking at invasion, okay, you have to have numbers. If you're looking at being surrounded, if you're looking at being an enclave, if you don't have enough numbers, you're toast. Because standard rules of investing a city, in other words, taking a city, besieging a city, is that you need 4 times, and they've already mentioned that in here. Don't you need 4 times as many? Well, that's if, they had any kind of defenses. As when Gunny looked over the ranch sketch that they did, he said, well, that would be normal if they had a decent defense. They don't. They don't have anything defensive, even though they thought they did. They had nothing. He said, I can walk in there with a couple of, what do you say, a troop of half-drunk Girl Scouts, something like that. Yeah. So don't deceive yourself. Don't just say, hey, it's good enough, No. They were, in the story, they're very blessed for having this old actual military veteran with them. Now, someone recently I was talking to made the point that and I've made this before and I'll make it again, the last real war we fought, even though it wasn't a war, it was a police action, we had the Korean War. Don't ever tell a vet that it was a war, because it wasn't. It was a police action. Vietnam, same thing. But the last time we actually went to war was Vietnam. And those are the only men that have real experience. So all the other, little guys since then can say whatever but they want. But, they didn't go out on massive, 3-week-long LRP patrols and recons and snipers and, actually, look down the scope at the other sniper and fire the bullet a quarter second sooner than the other guy, and your bullet goes down his rifle scope into his eye. We didn't, in the bombs and watch some video, watch it. But anyway, experience there, life and death, and just the decisions made and the instantaneous results of whatever decision they made. It's going to be like that in this country. So what you see happening in Europe, watch some videos on it. Sweden, Germany, watch some videos. France, watch truckers trying to get to the ferry to get across the English Channel. Horrific nightmare. Watch videos about South Africa. The last time that they published statistics about the white Christian farmers being slaughtered and murdered and raped and pillaged and burned, cut open, dismembered, beheaded, was 2001. So a little bit of news is coming out now, but not much. But it's just they'll be wiped out. It's kind of payback for the Zulus time. But I don't know. Poland is saying no invasion. We're not allowing anybody in. We'll fight. There's a young girl there that stands up giving a speech, and she says, "We have no king but King Jesus, and we're not. This Allah thing ain't flying here. They're Catholic, and that's fine. Wonderful. They're standing against an invasion of just. They're not. It's not refugees. They are not refugees. It's an invasion. It's not families. It's all men. All men. It is an invasion of an army, a horde of, it's an army, a ravaging horde. So, and blonde hair women, dye their hair black, and go live out in the woods, because they are the primary target. Women with blonde hair. So very, very, very frightening. Just horrific. And when it cuts loose in this is my point. When it cuts loose in this country, both on the refugee issue, which they're bringing in, and as well as the the whole kill Whitey guy, the South African issue, it's going to be worse here than it is either in those places. So, yeah, not pretty. Watch my video on I See the Future, Chapter 4, which that's the title of the Chapter 4, I See the Future, of the book There Is No Death by Sarah Linnell Monet. Yeah, Linnell Monet, yeah. What she sees, she had a near-death experience, and what she sees is exactly what I see coming. Nothing did I disagree with. Everything I agreed with 100%. Dead on, other near-death experiences are like, yeah, take that with a grain of salt, take that with a shaker of salt. But this one was like, I just, yeah, as my Vietnam vet, it was righteous, It was dead nuts on. So, there you go. All right. Kind of make your circle as large as possible, and that's what I've been doing, Circle's about 120 miles in radius around Springfield, and that's kind of the river basin, but get here as soon as you can with your stuff. I'm telling you over and over again, drive now or walk later, okay? Make the circle big, make it solid, and we're going to have supernatural protection. But we need to have people here praying and root, praying and willing to share. If you're not willing to share, if you're going to be selfish, not share your friends, not share your stuff, don't bother coming, serious. It won't turn out well. So, alrighty, this is Jerry Diamond with How to Get Out of Babylon. If you're listening to this, you are the remnant.